Hello, welcome to Let's Make a Profit podcast. This podcast was designed to be informational on the Profit First method, the highs and lows of being a business owner, and owning your financials. We are going to help you eradicate your entrepreneurial poverty. Did you know that 83% of all small businesses run check to check? If you are tired of not paying yourself your value, losing your why in the process, and working in your business rather than on your business, you have found your people. I am here to show you how not to continue being part of that 83% group. My name is Rebecca Howell. I'm the owner and operator of Custom Bookkeeping and Accounting Solutions. I am an enrolled agent with the IRS and a certified Profit First professional. Let me take a minute to thank my sponsors, Doctors Bo and Jamie Mullen and their staff at Harbor Life Chiropractic. They want to help you in unleashing your health potential. Tim and Sadie Marlowe at BD Local Podcast Studio. Thank you for all your hard work in helping us make our podcast great. Roger Sargent with Affluence Business Solutions, helping the small business owner and their teams with their development and leadership skills. Thank you to all my sponsors. Today is the last episode that I'm going to record this year. And as we close out 2020, which I'm sure most people are looking forward to, anything different than where we have been this year. Some of us have had the worst year ever in business. Some of us have stayed consistent and are managing pretty well. And others are, some of us have really had their best year ever. Working with several different clients, I've kind of seen the gamut of all three of those. And this is really what happens every day in business. But I think that we have a tendency to notice it a little bit more during crisis or, during a recession. I think that more people are talking about it. We're seeing, the news talking about closures and things like that, that I think we're just more aware of these things, but it really does happen every day. So it's recessions and crises are not necessarily a bad thing. I know some people look at that, but they're not. We have a tendency to learn from them. We also have a tendency to look at what worked and what didn't work, and maybe look at planning a little bit differently. And it doesn't necessarily mean that just because a business has failed, it was by somebody else's failure. It's just kind of what happened in the recession. So, and what I mean by that is you look at 2001, the technology industry suffered. In 2008, the housing market suffered. And in 2020, we have the restaurants and personal care. No particular recession really picks on one particular person, and we don't know who the next recession is going to affect. It's just that through these phases, certain industries take a bigger hit. And I talked, on my last podcast a little bit more about recession response and how you can do things during a recession to help lessen your losses and help your business do better. So if you'd like to go back and check that, please go back and listen to episode 7. We all need to celebrate any win we can find, even if it's just a simple little win. I made a comment the other day that it's about the quantity of the wins, not necessarily the quality. If you wait for one big, great quality win, you're going to look at this year and think it's horrible. So I'm telling people, let's look at the small wins, things that we were able to really appreciate and love this year. One of the opportunities or little wins that I had was learning about Profit First and making a few simple changes in my own business to help secure my business more against a recession. As we get ready to end this year, I want to ask you, are you happy in the way your business ended this year? Maybe you wish you could have done better. Maybe you did well and you're wondering, how are you going to pay those taxes? Have you had your tax planning meeting yet with your tax preparer? Have you talked about profit, paying taxes, or creating expenses to lower your tax liability? If you have not, you may be losing grips on your own business and are not even aware of any of it. In 2021, I am really going to start diving into Profit First and how it can help each and every business do better during good times and bad. My plan is to help as many of you as I can to not only make your business profitable, but also help with tax planning throughout the entire year, not waiting for it at the end. Not only does Profit First help you understand your money, it helps you understand your financial statements, pay your taxes, pay yourself, and it can also help with paying down debt or just simply saving some money for something that you really want. Along with that, it alleviates some stress because if you don't have to worry about some of these things, the stress of all these things, paying taxes, financial statements, how do I pay myself, all will be taken care of. Now, I can't say that I have a guarantee. You have to be willing to accept this and see the possibilities that it can have for your business. I don't know that the system is going to help everyone or that it's going to help all of these things that I've listed, but it's certainly going to help more than it won't. You can say, hey, I'll give it a try. I can quit. That's okay. But if you can tell me that by chance it has helped your business be better than it is today, you're welcome. That's all I'm going to say. Your business is better than it is today because of something, this simple little system, you're welcome. Again, I'm going to quote the U.S. Bank Small Business Study and Report that 83% of all small businesses run check to check. That means 8 out of 10 people that are listening or even that you meet that are in the small business industry are working out this. That's how they're running their business. Spending your income in a flash while you may be staying current on your business expenses, you likely don't have enough money left to pay your company's most valuable employee. You're the driving force in your business. Are you rewarding yourself? If you can't, then you need to look for something different that will. As I stated in my previous podcast about my business story, I was no different than any of you businesses that I quoted. I was running my business for the last 15, 16 years, not setting aside money to pay taxes, not paying myself constantly. Since I've implemented Profit First, I have been able to pay both my taxes and pay a reasonable salary to myself for at least what I felt like I was worth. Maybe not as much. I'm still working on paying myself a little bit more, but it's a start. Another part of Profit First that I want to get into is owning your financials, truly understanding your numbers and what they mean. What does your balance sheet, what does your P&L, your statement of cash flow, what are they really telling you? Being able to set real goals for you and your business, all I ask is that you don't be an ostrich with your head in the sand when it comes to your financials. It is your responsibility as a business owner to understand what those financials are telling you. Make a game plan for year end. Make a game plan for your profits. Make a game plan for paying yourself because you are ultimately responsible in your business for what those numbers do and how they affect you. So I truly say that you need to be understanding what those say and doing what you can to make your business the best that you want it to be. Sometimes working harder, longer, faster is not always the answer or the solution to get your business in great working order. You need to understand and have a plan for your business that will carry you forward and continue to love it for years. I know I can tell you how Profit First has been great in my business, but until you acknowledge that your business is not everything you want it to be, you can't see all of its benefits. You have to get past the compulsion to keep doing things the way you're doing them, even though they might not be driving the result. They're probably not driving the results that you want, but you continue to do them because that's all you know. And you have to stop accepting that this is the only way things work. I urge you to get angry about your situation. Be frustrated. Have an overall disdain for it. But what I'm going to say is allow yourself to believe it can be different. And you're not going to do this another year. You're not going to be in this situation and not allow yourself to be here again. It's really all it is. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Have you struggled with profitability? If you don't have the cash in your bank to correlate to your profits, do you lack dollars on hand to pay your taxes? If you have not paid yourself your value, or at least your reasonable wage for what you do, then profit first should be a thought to change all of these challenges and not stay in status quo anymore. Albert Einstein famously coined the best definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over while expecting different results. In small businesses, we do the same things over and over, but yet we go, why aren't we profitable? We worked really hard this year. So again, all we're doing is the same thing over and over, but we're expecting different results. Well, unless you change those results, you're still just doing them over and over again. You have to be willing to change things that are not working to get everything you want out of your business. Let's turn this ship onto a path to be permanently profitable. Let's commit to profit first and start this new year off on the right foot. You've got this, my friend. I'm going to answer a few FAQs that a lot of people will ask before they start Profit First. I've heard these, anybody that is working in Profit First, even the author of Mike Bukowitz, he's come up with a lot of these FAQs of just things people ask about Profit First. Can I implement Profit First before my business is profitable? Yes. I repeat, yes. Profit First should be implemented as soon as possible in any and every business. We start with as low as 1% allocation to your profit account. Every business can afford 1%. Trust me, that Starbucks is your 1%. If you want to pay as few as taxes as possible, should I run up expenses to lower my taxes? Proper tax planning can help, but spending $10 to save $3 on your taxes is not really physically prudent. Prepaying expenses, which as a tax preparer, I have told my clients to do this before, and it works. I'm not saying that it's not. Prepaying your expenses can help you this year. But what happens next year when you need to do it again? You continue to stay on this cycle. And what happens when you decide to stop doing that? You create a tax liability. Buying inventory at the end of the year is never advisable either. You are paying taxes on profits and using your cash in the bank that you could have used for something else. And it's really going there to sit for inventory that's going to sit on the shelf until you sell it or you deem that it's basically worthless. I'm not saying not buying things, but buy things that you really need in your business and not just spending it because you think it will help. Buying large equipment can help with depreciation and lowering tax liability. But again, understand, do you really need this in your business right now? Paying yourself a bonus payroll or paying your taxes on that salary are the best options and also more in line with the Profit First system. Again, paying yourself, paying your taxes. Another question that comes up a lot is, how do I start Profit First in the allocations when I'm in debt? Don't I need to pay down my debt or pay off my debt before I can start Profit First? My first question to you is, how have you been handling that debt so far? Have you been regularly reducing that debt, not using it to pay for more business expenses? Profit First has two major benefits to helping your debt. You first have to look at reducing your expenses and changing your spending habits. Next, we take the money from your operating and profit account to help pay down that debt. Next question. What if my business is operating at a loss? Don't I have to wait to start profit first? Again, I say profit first should start ASAP in any and every business. When you are operating at a loss, this means that your business is spending. Your business spending is exceeding your revenues. Completing an expense analysis is a must to stop the bleeding. Understanding where you're spending your money and is it necessary spending for the business. After completing an assessment of your financials, you can understand what are your current percentage allocations and adjust your allocations to turn the tables on your spending. My first podcast in the new year will be doing profit first right. And then I'm going to start going through the steps of implementing profit first in your business. I am excited to be able to share this system with you. And if you would like to get profit first started in your business, please reach out to me. Please reach out to connect with me. You can reach out at Let's Make a Profit podcast. All the podcasts are on there. Also the connection to the YouTube. You can reach me at 253-514-8564. And also you can reach me at Rebecca@yourcustombookkeeper.com. Thank you for listening and have a great day.